To conduct a document review utilizing the Complaint Management Program under the SQF Module 2.1.3, first check if the document title matches the uploaded file name on the dashboard. In this instance, we do have the same titles as the Complaint Management Program. Next, both must have the same document code. For this example, we do have 2.1.3P0. And since this is a template, we indicate the PCQI as the account initials. However, we can customize the code based on the company's initials. For the page number, we use the page X of Y format to ensure that it reflects the current page position and the total page number of the document. Then insert the company logo here, along with the company name, the company address, and enter the designated department. For the originated by section, it can be the food safety, quality assurance, or the quality control personnel of the company. The originator ensures the implementation of the quality management and document control system. First, enter the name of the originator, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date originated. For the reviewed by section, it can be the personnel assigned in the Quality Management Department who reviews the drafted document or its revision for accuracy and implementation. First, enter the name of the reviewer, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date reviewed. For the approved by section, it must be the person in the C-level management who has approval authority. First, enter the name of the approver, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date approved. The revision date is the same as the date originated or drafted by the author. For the effective date, it is the date the document was signed and approved. The publication date is when the document is published for distribution and initiated personnel training. The implementation date is when the document is distributed and personnel training is completed. For the supersedes, put original for the initial issuance of the document. For any revisions, reflect the initial revision date before the current revision. Please be reminded that this section must be properly filled out to be compliant. We will focus on the components of the program. First is purpose. The purpose is the implementation of any certification standard or compliance with a regulatory requirement. For this program, it is for implementation with the SQF Module 2 Edition 9 for food manufacturing under Class 2.1.3. First, to implement SQF 2.1.3.1, the methods and responsibility for handling, investigating, and resolving food safety complaints from commercial customers, consumers, and authorities arising from products manufactured or handled on-site or co-manufactured shall be documented and implemented. 2. To implement SQF 2.1.3.2, adverse trend of customer complaint data shall be investigated and analyzed and the root cause established by personnel knowledgeable about the incidents. And 3. To implement SQF 2.1.3.3, corrective and preventative action shall be implemented based on the seriousness of the incident and the root cause analysis outlined in 2.5.3. In addition, records of customer complaints, their investigation, and resolution shall be maintained. Second component of the program is scope. The scope of the program is based on the purpose and serves as a guide in defining and describing the layout of the procedure. The scopes are the customer complaints received, investigations, responses, and the customer complaints trends, followed by the corporate entity complaint management system, handling serious complaints, the complaint risk assessment, and the records. Next to scope is policy. The policies are the rules set by the company as their implementation guide. First, the company has developed a procedure showing how customer complaints are received, investigated, and responded to, and the methods used to investigate complaint trends. 2. The procedure for handling food safety and quality-related complaints are clearly defined. A process is in place to handle and categorize complaints and identify a serious issue or trend. 3. Record and investigate customer complaints. Actions appropriate to the seriousness and frequency of the complaints identified are promptly addressed. And fourth, a process is in place to handle and categorize complaints and identify a serious issue or trend. The fourth component of the program is procedures. Under procedures, we first have customer complaints received. Customer complaints received by customer service or company personnel are documented using the customer complaint report. Once the report is compiled, submit the report to upper management with the following information: the date the complaint is received, the customer's name or the complainant, the phone number of the complainant, the complainant's address, city, and zip code, the product name, description, Julian date, the expiration date, the purchase date, purchase location, the person handling the complaint, the nature of the complaint, actions taken to prevent the complaint from recurring, and the date of resolution. Next, listed under procedure is the customer complaints investigations. The first method is the investigation corrective action report. Personnel initiating the investigation document the investigation of the complaint by filling out the investigation corrective action report in the following areas: the date the investigation is initiated, the person initiating the investigation, product affected, the lot number or code date, the product line, summary of the complaint, the investigation and quality members, the description of the problem, root cause, corrective actions, the client number, the claim received date, the claimed and defect quantity, followed by remarks, pictures of the problem, pictures of the root cause for explanation, the pictures of the corrective actions, and the completed by and date. The second method is the SCAR, which you may refer to the supplier corrective action request or the SCAR form. If the customer complaint derives from a product not produced or processed or manufactured by the company, the SCAR form is submitted to the contract manufacturer, supplier, or vendor. The SCAR report is filled out accordingly: the SCAR number, request date, the SCAR completed date, the submitted by, date and time, the submitted to supplier, the customer name, address, contact, the phone, email, location issuing the SCAR, the supplier product, the product code, the product lot, the PO number, product quantity, and follow step 1 to 7 of the form. Third, under procedure, is the customer complaints responses. Methods are: the customer service personnel respond to the complaints based on the investigation result and corrective actions. Quality personnel document all findings utilizing the applicable forms to be referenced for customer response. It is good practice to always inform the complainant of the outcome of investigations and corrective actions. There is a protracted timeline in the workflow. They are notified of this and given regular updates on any progress. And The complainant is contacted within 24 to 48 hours of receipt of the complaint. Next is the customer complaints trends. Under that, the quality personnel maintains complaint data to be trended on: moisture, foreign object, the short count, handling, general quality, packaging, mold, shelf life, texture, wrong code, the date, weights, and other. Trending data are maintained monthly and annual basis reporting, which you may refer to the customer complaint trend analysis. The fifth procedure is the corporate entity complaint management system. Corporate issues a SCAR form for products not produced by the facility. Sixth procedure is the handling serious complaints. Serious complaints are handled in a manner appropriate for their impact. The procedure defines how they are handled and should address the following: timelines for investigation, analysis and corrective workflows, the complaints where there is likely or actual threatened litigation, risk assessment and the necessity for a product recall or withdrawal, and the obligations for the notification of the issue to customers and regulatory authorities. Seventh procedure is the complaint risk assessment. Complaints are classified as high, medium, or low risk. For high and medium risk complaints, these are complaints relating to products that may cause illness, injury, or death if consumed by the consumer, like metal contamination, physical contamination, pathogenic contamination, chemical contamination, and allergen contamination. For low-risk complaints, this is a complaint about the product's quality and appearance that does not pose a risk to the consumer, like the damaged packaging or labels, the quality issues such as off-taste or color, packaging print quality, and incorrect quantity in the bottle. And last, under procedure, is records. Complaint records are retained and include all corrective actions taken. 2. Records are maintained at the quality department. And 3. Complaints are logged using complaint log record. Next, the procedure is responsibilities. The responsibility of the person is indicated. It covers what to perform to comply with the procedure or the policy. We have here the responsibility of the customer service personnel and the quality personnel. The customer service personnel is responsible for initiating the forms, submitting the complaints to quality department, and submitting and collecting the SCAR form to suppliers and vendors. Whereas the quality personnel is responsible for the investigation of the complaints. Next to responsibilities is corrective actions. The corrective action is the process of taking appropriate steps to eliminate causes of nonconformities or other undesirable situations. Under corrective actions, 1. Quality personnel initiates corrective action plans or process adjustments upon the complaint data trends showing an increase of complaints in a particular issue. 2. High or medium risk complaints. High and medium risk or low risk complaints, which are part of an emerging trend, trigger an investigation to determine the source of the nonconformance. Details of this investigation are documented on the related corrective action record. For high or medium risk complaints, the source and impact of the complaint are determined. The quality manager may seek external assistance from consultants, department officials, or laboratories to identify the complaint, the risk involved, and the action required. And for high-risk complaints, the quality manager considers a product recall where the risk is deemed real and serious. Third is non-critical complaints. Low-risk complaints are all logged per the above procedure, and a letter of explanation detailing corrective or preventive action is sent directly to the customer. This is to ensure that feedback is given to all parties concerned. And fourth, for serious issues, the actions taken are timely and sufficient to prevent or reduce the issue's impact on the consumer. Seventh, we have the review quality department. The review section serves as guidelines for conducting the annual or periodic review. First, review the customer complaint records. Second, a review of the customer complaint procedure includes collecting customer complaint data, investigating complaints, and managing corrective action. Third, investigation of the interface between a corporate reporting function and site knowledge and investigation of customer complaints. And fourth, investigation of outcomes of corrective actions taken due to customer complaint investigations. Eighth is reference documents. The reference documents are the set of documents used to implement and monitor a program, policy, or procedure. Here we have the Customer Complaint Report, Investigation Corrective Action Report, SCAR or the Supplier Corrective Action Request. We also have the SCAR Register, the Customer Complaint Trend Analysis, Complaint Log Record, Corrective Action and Preventive Action Report, Management Review Program. Next is Trend Analysis, Customer Complaint. Lastly, Product Withdrawal and Recall. Next to reference documents is references. The reference section is composed of guides utilized to implement the program. Examples are the Certification Guide, regulations, and other widely accepted scientific journals, research, and the like. It must comply with the standard format citation, which can be based on either MLA, APA, or Chicago style, and update the access date. Lastly, history. The history section is where we can update the program if there are any changes or revisions made in the document. If there is a revision, first enter the revision number, followed by the revision date, the description of the change made, the name of the author or the originator, and the title or the department of the author or the originator.